Alright. This is the 4th time I'm doing this. God. Anyway, welcome to IFSCL, which is the Interactive Fictional Supercomputer of Lyoko. In other words, this is a simulator type of thing that is attempting to recreate the supercomputer interface from Code Lyoko. What it actually is a real-time strategy game where you take control of Jeremy Belpois, and your goal is to basically run the supercomputer and fight XANA, more or less. It is one of the most authentic fan games I've ever seen, and true to its nature, is really in-depth and recreates the show almost exactly, and it's pretty incredible to say the least. So, in this video, I will be covering hopefully most of the basics of the game and introducing you to this project, which is still heavily under development and is not scheduled to be fully finished until 2019-2020. So, it's still got a long way to go, but it's making rapid progress and is coming closer and closer to finishing every few months. It's pretty incredible, actually. So let's get started. Let's go to custom game here to show you the options. So we're going to turn some of these off, just so for demonstration purposes. And we'll leave that one on. So there's a lot of stuff still coming soon, as you can see. A lot of stuff still coming soon. I'm turning a lot of these off. These are disasters that can happen. But yeah, so how often XANA can attack, if random monsters appear, if XANA attacks on startup, if Aelita is on Lyoko by default and you have to get her off, if somebody can get trapped on Earth and you have to rescue them, DNA fusion, Franz Hopper's alive, stuff like that. Anyway, so let's get started, and I will show you what this game's like here. So here we are. This is IFSCL. So Aelita, if she's on Lyoko, she will spawn in a random tower, which it will automatically tell us where she is. As you can see, she's in the ice sector. She's in this tower right here, the one that's in like this little cavern area, which you might recognize from the show. So she's in Tower 3. While she's in a tower, she will regenerate her life points, and she also cannot be attacked. The only way you can be attacked when you're inside of a tower if the tower is activated. We'll get onto that later. So, the first thing is, what exactly is going on here? So, this is the virtual map. This shows us the map. This is a 3D map of what exactly is going on. So, this is the ice sector, which is where Aelita currently is. We can rotate the camera with right click. We can move it with shift and right click. Zoom in with the mouse wheel. And then change our height with shift and the mouse wheel. Click on something. It'll take us there. And track it. Click on the card. And it will follow that warrior. So this window appears for every Lyoko warrior. So if you click on their card, you saw what that does already. And they have a bunch of commands on the side here. These are their life points, their action points, which are used for skills, and their battle timer, as well as their super speed. Basically, when they're on foot, this will decrease and they'll run slower. Anyway. So, we can view any of the maps on Lyoko by typing in vmap.sectorname. So we're going to type in .desert. And here's the desert. Even the one in the crater over there. Pretty cool. vmap.mountain for the mountain sector. And here it is. And, of course, vmap.forest for the forest sector. And there it is. Now, if we click on Aelita again, it will take us back over to where Aelita is. Notice how it takes a couple seconds to transfer over to another sector. All right, so then, down here is all the different real-world maps. As of now, there's only one of them, which is the city map. Now, this one can be used to locate disasters happening in the real world, as well as locating where our Lyoko Warriors are at. So if we type in cmap.phone, we can figure out where everybody is. So everybody's in the factory, in the scanner room, ready to go. Sometimes, however, they'll be trapped on Earth, either being held by somebody in the school, or being held by a disaster, or in the area to help alleviate a disaster, delay a disaster, whatever. So you can see their locations here. They're all in the factory. They're all ready to go. If you type in phone, it brings up the phone application, which you can call them directly. So if we type phone.yumi, it will call up Yumi. From this screen, you can then tell them where to go. As you can see, she's currently at the factory in the scanner room. So there's nothing to really do about this right now. Like I said, later on, you'll be able to send them to different locations to help them alleviate disasters and do some other stuff. Okay. So the ultimate goal of the game is to find towers XANA has activated and then deactivate them. And then use a return to the past to reset the damages done by XANA, as well as to reset all of your Lyoko Warriors' health and all that stuff. Now, I specifically made it so that XANA won't attack so that I can explain the game and I can initiate an attack manually so we can show off what goes on there. So the first thing you're going to want to do, after you kind of got around all the stuff that I just showed you, if you type in help, this will bring up the help menu, and this will essentially show you all of the commands in the game, as well as the explanation as to how everything works, mostly. A lot of these commands don't have any sort of what they do right now. So I'm going to go through them. I'm going to go through the main ones. So the first one that people want to know is, how do I get people onto Lyoko? So here's how we do that. We're going to type in trans. This brings up the transfer program. You can also click this button down here. Now, since everybody's in the scanner room, we can transfer them to Lyoko. So we're going to type in odd.trans. Transfer odd. Transfer Yumi. Transfer Ulrich. Now, that means we loaded them into the scanner program. Type in scan. This brings up the scanner program. Now we type in odd.scan. Scanner odd. Scanner Yumi. Scanner Ulrich. Now we're going to go to the Vert menu. This is the virtualization program. To run this, you need to pick a coordinates to virtualize them. Since Aelita is at Tower 3 in the ice sector, we're going to spawn them there. You can also spawn them by typing in direct coordinates. You can do this, you can figure out the coordinates by typing vmap.crd. And this will show you the coordinates of this little green dot that appears on the map. Right there. Be careful, though. Don't virtualize them in the digital sea, because they will die. Forever. Anyway, so let's type in vert.mountain. What tower was that? 3? And then type in vert.exe. I just realized I typed in the wrong sector. But that's okay. Because they're virtualized. They're all okay. It's no biggie. So here they are. Here are our 3 Lyoko Warriors ready to go. We now have their cards down here, and we'll bring Aelita's down here. So generally, I like to have them at the bottom here, all separated so I know where they're at. If you type in vmap.name, it will show you where they are, and it will also bring up their card to the forefront. So for example, if I have a bunch of windows here in front of Ulrich's or whatever, and I can't see them, like I don't know where they are, I can't see them, type in vmap and their name, it'll bring it up for you so you can move it around. All right. So now this wasn't exactly the best idea because now they're pretty far away from Aelita. So we actually want to get them all together. But wait a minute. How do we change sectors? There's no way for them to just run to a sector, right? Well, to change sectors, they need to go to what's known as a way tower. You probably know this from the show, right? Way towers are 2 towers in each sector, Tower 1 and Tower 10. Let's scan Tower 1 to see where it goes. So this one goes to the desert area. And if we go to Tower 1, which should be on the opposite side of the map, I think. Where is it? Over here somewhere? There it is, or Tower 10, I'm sorry. this one goes to the ice sector, which is where we want to go. All right, so we want to have our Lyoko Warriors go over to Tower 10. So we can click on Location, Tower 10, Location, Tower 10, Location, Tower 10, and they will start running over there. Man, this is slow. So they'll get there, eventually. But obviously, if you've seen the show, you know that they have vehicles. So why am I doing this? Well, stop. Well, all right, so to initialize the vehicles, we need to type in over vehicles. Now, the thing about this is that if you type in over vehicles directly, I think it will spawn the vehicles where Aelita is. But anyway, let's type in over vehicles and see what happens. Yeah, it spawns only Aelitas. Alright, so if you type in over vehicles, it'll spawn the vehicles of any Lyoko warrior relative to Aelita's position. So it'll only summon the overwing with Aelita because that's where she is. That's fine. We'll leave Aelita there. Let's go back to Yumi. Let's go back to the other three. So to spawn a vehicle for a specific user, we need to type in over vehicles, and let's type in .yumi. Oh, over vehicles dot. Oh wait, hold on. I think I messed. Hold on. Let's type in help. Over vehicles. Where is it? Oh, it's name.vehicle. I'm sorry. Name vehicle.leo. Okay, so we're going to type in overbike.ulrich. There we go. And then overboard.hot. That's more like it. And there are the vehicles. Oh, that one can't be virtualized at that location. So we're going to try overboard.0038.0060. Nope, can't do that. Let's try this instead. Let's try Yumi and see if it'll go there. There we go. So let's get actions. I'd get on the overboard. Yumi, get on with him. Two characters can ride a vehicle at once. And then Ulrich will get on his overbike. Now let's get them over to Tower 10. And there they go. Much faster. And now they can obviously traverse over the Digital Sea and other terrains. So, yeah, this is a lot better. You know, obviously. So they're going to make their way over to Tower 10 right now. So now we just wait for him to head over there. Dun, 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 dun. You know, it's really quiet because there's no monsters because I turned them off. But normally we'd probably see monsters flying around and that would be pretty bad. Alright, so they got to Tower 10. So now we got to tell them to get in the tower. So, enter tower. Change sector. Enter tower. Change sector. Alright. Now they're in the ice sector. So get out of the tower, and let's go meet up with Aelita. She's at Tower 3. So let's get everybody to go over to Tower 3. Oops. And off they go. Now, just to keep in mind, this auto-pathing is still pretty buggy. Sometimes the characters will get stuck and you can't move them at all. Sometimes they'll like get stuck in the terrain or just will refuse to move and stuff like that. That'll happen sometimes, but very rarely. So here they go. Now, this tower you might recognize. This is actually the tower behind the waterfall. The waterfall's actually not there, though. Not yet, anyway. Actually, that reminds me. That actually makes me think. Is the ice bridge in this game? Maybe. I guess it's any of these ones, right? Anyway. Alright, so everyone's here. Let's get Aelita out of the tower. The gang's all here. Everyone's here now. Let's get Aelita onto that vehicle too, shall we? Alright, so we got everybody all grouped up now. So our next objective, obviously, is to wait for a XANA attack. Oh, look, a XANA attack. And it's in the ice sector too. Perfect. So, the super scan will come up, and it tells you where the tower is by the sector number, the tower number, and the replica number, which there aren't replicas in the game yet. So, 0 is mountain, 1 is desert, 2 is forest, 3 is ice. We're in ice, so that's perfect. This is then the tower number, which is tower 7. You can see it over here. This is the activated tower. Now, there's always going to be enemies guarding the tower. In this case, it looks like 2 tarantulas, based on that icon. Type in vmap.legend. It'll tell you what all the icons mean. So let's go down here. Yes, they are tarantulas. Oh, boy. All right, let's send everybody over there. So here we go. So this is tower 7. Location, tower 7. Location, tower 7. Location, tower 7. You can also have them follow each other. Like, you can have them go to a specific character, but that one seems to get them stuck more often. So I usually just have them go directly to the tower itself. Now, here is the damage evaluation. This will tell you generally how badly XANA has damaged things, but since the current disaster, we don't know what it is, so we have to type in TV. And we have a meteor intentionally diverted to collide on Earth. That's bad. We have to type in satellite to figure that out. If we type in crypto, and at crypto.sat, it'll decrypt the password so we can get into the satellite control center. Meanwhile, these guys are still moving. All right, here we are. Aha. Okay, they've encountered the tarantula. Here's the battle screen. Select an action. So let's do impact. Basic attack. All right, did some damage. Aelita, energy field. Basic attack. Critical hit. Yumi, throw your fans. Critical hit. And he's dead. All right, moving on. All right. Here's the comet. Let's see. Need to figure out which way the comet is. I don't really know what the satellite does yet, but this is essentially going to tell you how long you have until the comet comes, but we're not going to worry too much about that right now. So they're working their way towards the tower. Oh, she's stuck. We're going to go up. We're going to go up. Okay, they got into a fight because they got stuck. So use your fans, your special skill, odd. You just kill them. There they go. They're done. Let's get Aelita unstuck. Go to Tower 7, please. Or go to Tower 7 as well. Sometimes they'll get stuck and you click go back up and they'll get unstuck. So here we go. Aelita's on her way to the tower. Alright, let's tell her to go inside the tower. Let's tell her to go up the tower. And type in Code Lyoko. All right. We did it. Right? Not exactly. So, some disasters will be averted just normally without having to need to use the return to the past. But this disaster, this window's not disappearing. This means that in order to divert this disaster, we need to return to the past. So let's type in RTTP. Now, we type in RTTP dot, let's do 5 seconds, and then type RTTP.exe to run the program. And here we go. Now that we have returned to the past, everyone has been reset. Aelita appears back at the last tower she was at before, which was Tower 3 in the Ice Sector. The Lyoko Warriors return to their previous locations, and everyone's life points, action points, and super speed bars are completely reset, and everything's back to normal. Yay! So now I want to show you one last feature of this game that is one that added just recently. You saw that I saw Aelita's visual through the tower as she entered the code. If you type in visual, you get to see Aelita's visual. This works inside of towers and inside any sector where only Aelita is present. That means no monsters and no other warriors. So let's have her come out of the tower, shall we? Look at that. All of the sectors in this game are entirely 3D rendered. Let's spawn her vehicle, shall we? Watch this. There it is. Can you believe that? All right. Let's have her go over to Tower 1. Off she's off. There she goes. I mean, look at this. Come on now. Isn't this the coolest thing ever? Aren't you just not, like, fangasming right now? Because I sure did when I saw this. All of the sectors are like this. In the future, he plans to add 3D models for everything, so you can actually see Aelita's visual and see everybody there. You can see Odd, Yumi, Ulrich, and the monsters. It's going to be pretty crazy. However, to keep in mind, this is not designed to be a third-person action game. This is designed to be a real-time strategy game. So this isn't a 100% priority for the game, but it adds a lot more depth and also, like, you know, realism. Not really realism, but, like, you know what I mean. So let's bring her into the tower. I'm just going to change sectors. I think we're going to be lit to the desert. Oh, no, we're in the mountains now, so let's come out. Oh, look at that. Some weird rendering issues, but let's go over to Tower 10. Oh, no, she's stuck. No, she's not. Okay. Go Tower 1. I don't know if that blue stuff in this is in the background. I think it's just the fog that's not rendering right. But you can even see the wires coming out of the ground. You can see the towers. There's a digital sea down there. Oh, man, this is so cool, right? And yeah, so right now this is all the game really is. It's just kind of, you know, XANA attacks, you stop it, and you return to the past, do all the stuff you need to do to get it done, and there's a bunch of other random events that can happen as well, which you can read more about in the help menu, how to prevent them and how to fix them. And as you can see, the autopathing does some weird stuff sometimes, but that's okay. See, it thinks she's on the path, but she's actually, like, below the ground. So we hit go back up. She'll teleport back up here. Send her back over to the tower. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for this. I'm actually going to do another video showing off one of the newest teasers of the game, which is the orange Return to the Past, and show you how to do that. So, yeah, check this game out in the link. And if you're a fan of Code Lyoko, you're probably going to like this. It's pretty incredible, to say the least. So, yeah.